I'm joined here by 17-year-old British boxer Callum, who's going to be having his seventh fight the 26th of April for the Global Boxing Series with IBA in Mumbai on the 26th of April. How you doing today, Callum?
Doing very well. It's not very sunny in England, but compared to you, but it's all right. Just training and staying well.
Well, it will be when you end up in Mumbai. I'm sure it'll be very hot over there. So you won't be lost for sunshine over there. So you just turned 17. You train in Plymouth. That your gym is in Plymouth with with Marley, isn't it? Is that correct? Your gym's based out there.
Yeah.
So you're the youngest British pro debut, I understand. Turned pro at 16.
Yeah, literally a month after my 16th birthday.
So talk to me about how this came about. Like, because we correct me if I'm wrong, but would you not have been sort of in the middle of your GCSEs?
Yeah. So from the start, I was boxing amateur. I was at quite a high level of an amateur, but obviously being down where we are in the country, we don't get a lot of opportunities. Not a lot of kind of opportunities to box good kids and get out. So my amateur career was doing well, but it was to a point where we couldn't keep progressing at the level we wanted to. So I took a break from boxing, but then I got back into it at the start of last year around February, and my coach said, we should turn you pro. And I was like how? I'm 16. But he said we should go to Thailand. So a month later, before my GCSE started, we'd done it. And then I've come back and then I started my GCSEs.
Was that not a lot of mental pressure and stress on you? You're 16, you're in the like halfway through year 11. You've got your GCSEs coming up, and what have you decided to do? You've decided to go and turn pro as a boxer. Was that not a lot of pressure and stress on you as a young man?
Not really. I thought it was kind of fun. It's an experience that is kind of next to none. Nobody kind of gets that experience and to do that. So I thought it wasn't really any pressure. It was kind of just a mental experience that no one else gets a chance to do.
So for you, when the opportunity came up, said your coach mentioned it, you were like, hold on, wait, this sounds like this could be something. It was more like of an interesting kind of concept to you, and you were like, let's give it a go. Was that kind of the conclusion that came to mind for you?
Yeah. Obviously, as an amateur, every kid's dream is to be a pro, and for that to be given to me 2 years earlier than anyone should be able to get it was kind of just a no-brainer, and it was a brilliant thing to get.
And you mentioned with the amateurs, obviously down south Plymouth, were opportunities there for you, like travelling, for example, going to Bristol or driving up to London? Were the opportunities for you there to fight strong amateur contenders, or saying that you're in your age category, it wasn't that the opportunities weren't kind of there?
I thought they were quite limited for ones that were kind of equal or in our favour. We had to take fights that were out of our favour, weight and age included. We'd have to do box cups up the country, keep travelling. Nothing really Bristol downwards we'd get any fights.
Okay, fair enough. And are you about 6 foot and you're fighting at super welterweight, is that correct?
Yeah.
And how are you finding sort of maintaining that weight? Because I think, are you going to India to fight are you fighting a middleweight, is it, or are you fighting at super middleweight?
Fighting a super welterweight. Yeah, I'm fighting a super welter, so I think it's quite an easy weight for me to make. I don't really have to do too much. We're thinking of maybe dropping down to welter soon, but super welter for the minute is where I'm going to be.
Is that due to more competition at that weight? So dropping down to welterweight will give you more opportunities to fight more names?
I just feel like there's no reason for me to do the weight cut at the minute. It's kind of, I'm in good shape, I'm fit at 69, so I don't think there's any reason to drop to 66 until I come back to fight in England.
You've had 6 fights, as you mentioned, in Thailand. They seem to have gone quite quick for you. You've had them all by stoppage.
Yeah.
So what are you delivering in those hands, Callum? Have you got dynamite tucked away in the fists, or like what? Are you just a quick closer, or what's happening within these fights? Just are you putting your foot on the gas, or how's it working out for you? All 6 fights, TKOs at the moment.
Yeah, I'd like to say I've got dynamite, but some people might agree, some people might not. But they're all right. The level of the opponent is getting better every time we fight. The first few was just kind of getting in there, seeing how we feel. But in the past 2 fights, you've upped the opponents, and then this one in India, he's a good opponent, so we've been up in the level every time.
Yeah. So your opponent that's coming up, they've been around on the scene for a while. They've had quite fights in comparison to you. They're probably a bit more veteran. How are you feeling going into the fight in Mumbai against someone who's had this many fights? Are you feeling confident with your ability?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Obviously, it's in his home country, on his home ground, but I've done everything I need to do, sparring and training wise, to be ready for this fight. So I've got no worries.
And what's the plan, sort of moving on for you? So you're 17 at the minute.
Yeah.
I understand that you'll be 18 next year, March, is it?
Yeah.
Are you looking to, when you are 18, to then have a fight within the UK, like within maybe down south? south, near close to home. Is that the plan?
Yeah, I hope so. I don't really want to waste any time. As soon as I make, I want to be signed up with a good promoter and hopefully getting the fights that I need.
Sounds like you're ahead of the game. I mean, this is going to be seventh fight. You're looking to get maybe two or three more bouts in this year, like summer, autumn, end of the year, and then when you're 18, you're looking to come back to the UK, have a homecoming in front of a British audience, British fans within your area, and step up. Will that be so? If you come back to UK, would that be at welterweight?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, unless obviously grow in circumstances, but I'm hoping welter.
Well, that's the thing. That's what we've got to take into consideration. You're still only 17. They say naturally, really, people grow until they're around sort of 19. So, do you think you might? I mean, it's hard to say at the minute. Do you think you might size out a bit more? Like, is that a possibility, or do you think at the moment you're quite lean and you might not grow any taller? You're 6'1", but do you think you could just sort of stay at this weight where you're at?
Yeah, it's a possibility, but I'm gonna try and make welter. But any weight I end up at, I'll fight at. I'm not too fussed about the weight.
And how do you feel about the British sort of boxing scene at the minute for people that are your age, sort of that will be 18 or 19 years old? Do you find that there's a lot of opportunity for young fighters at your age at the moment?
If you get a good promoter, yeah, but if you're not on with the likes of Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, and Boxer, then you kind of got to do it for yourself and do ticket deals, and you kind of left on your own really with no help.
Ideally, now you're coming into this fight in Mumbai. What would really sort of, I suppose, it's a difficult one to say, but do you have like a 3 to 5 year plan of where you would want to see yourself by the time you are 21 years old?
When I'm 21,
the boxing circuit.
Yeah, well, when I'm 21, I want to be a British champion. You got to be 21 to fight for it. I want to fight for it as soon as I'm 21. That is my goal. But obviously, when I come back next year, I just want to be getting the fights in. I don't really want to fight journeyman. I want decent 50-50 good fights, British level, English titles, Southern area titles, anything, trying to just get my name out there and then just keep stepping it up the opponent and keep going.
Callum, you're a young guy. You're 17 years old. You sound very confident. You sound like, I know you've not been on the scene long, but you sound like you've been here for a while. Where'd you get the not necessarily the experience from, but where'd you get that kind of confidence from?
I don't know. I'm in the gym with a lot of good pros. My gym's for where we are, I think my gym's quite advanced. There's a lot of good people down here. So I think just being around good pros and good fighters all day, every day, has just brought me on a lot.
And how many rounds is the fight going to be in Mumbai coming up on the 26th?
6 rounds, I think.
6 rounds. Okay. So it's one I always like to ask towards the end of the interview. Do you have a prediction of how you might see the fight going down? Like maybe on a round or a decision?
I do want to stop him. I've got 100% stoppage rate at the minute, and I do not want him to take that away from me. So my goal is just to stop him. Any other kind of rounds, I've not put a round on it, but I want to stop him.
Okay. So fighting talk there from Callum Dan, currently one of the youngest British boxers on the circuit. He'll be fighting on the 26th of April in Mumbai with the Global Boxing World Series and the IBA. Wishing you all the best of luck for that, Callum.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time today.
Thank you, mate.